I'm excited to be back with you all today to help you make better videos. Today we're going to learn how to edit hyperlapses on the iPad. Let me show you a few hyperlapses that I edited, and then we'll jump right into the tutorial so you can start editing your own.
On top of the morning, on top of the wave, on top of the team, on top of the days, on top of my purpose.
First things that you want to do is get your photos ready for the hyperlapse video. That means going into your favorite photo editor, whether it be Lightroom, Luminar, or one of my favorites, Photomator. Photomator is available on the iPad, iPhone, and Mac. It makes it easy to professionally edit your photos and then sync those edits across hundreds of photos, which hyperlapses, you're going to have a lot of them. So you want this process to be as quick as possible. So let's go ahead and open up Photomator. You can see I have my folder of all of my hyperlapse photos out in the mountains at this lake. And so what I want to do is I want to choose one of the photos and I want to edit and get it to look exactly how I want. So we'll dial some things in here real quick. One of my favorite things about Photomator is the ability to apply your own LUTs, which makes editing photos really quick. So if I scroll down here, I can turn on LUT and we'll just load in a LUT that I want. Okay, I really like how this picture is turning out. I think it's ready for the hyperlapse. What we need to do now is copy my settings. Whether you're using Lightroom or Photomator or Luminar or some other photo editing app, they're all about the same, and they allow you to copy your adjustments or your settings. And so then we'll just save. Okay, now that I'm back in the folder, I'm just going to hit select, select all. We'll do edit, paste adjustments. So whatever photo program you're using, just paste all those. And then once it's done pasting those effects on everything, we're good to go. Now that we've pasted the edits on all of our photos, we just need to export all of those photos as JPEGs. Once they're ready, we can go ahead and save them into a folder that we can open up in LumaFusion. Go ahead and create a new project. Down in the bottom left-hand corner, we can create a new project. Now, before we drag any photos in here, there's a couple settings that we need to change. First, we need to change some settings for our project in the bottom right-hand corner. I'm going to go ahead and set my frame rate to 23.98 and leave your aspect ratio alone. It's going to set it to the maximum size of the photos that you took for your hyperlapse. We can change the aspect ratio after we've already created the hyperlapse, depending on what platform we want to publish that on. And the most important setting that you need to change is this photo clip defaults needs to be set all the way down to 0.01. This is going to make it a single frame, which is what we want for our hyperlapse. Once you've made those changes to your project file, you're ready to import your photos. Navigate to the folder that you had stored your hyperlapse. And here is a hyperlapse that I'm going to show you today. So we're going to click on one of those and we'll click the check mark, and then we'll click the double check mark to select everything in this folder. Once these are selected, a quick way to get them down into the timeline is either drag them or click this little down arrow button right here. And now all of those photos are in our timeline. And you can see it already kind of looks like a hyperlapse. If your picture's imported in the reverse order like mine, there's a quick way to change that. So I'm going to go ahead and delete these out of here. We can come back over to here and you can sort your pictures. We'll just say descending order, and then we'll go ahead and select all again, and we'll drop these back down. And so now my hyperlapse is in the right order. When shooting a hyperlapse, it's important to keep all of your photos following and lined up to the same focus point. This is so that you don't get a shaky hyperlapse. You can see as we scroll through this, it's pretty good as I was focusing on the capital in the background. And I'll show you a way to stabilize this so that it's not shaky anymore, but it requires you doing the best that you can when taking the photos to make sure they're all pretty stable. And one more thing that you want to get ready before we finish your hyperlapse is you want to choose some music and sound effects to go along with it. I've teamed up with audio so that you can use some of the best music out there in your videos and save 70% using the code JoshuaT70. I was filming a couple weddings last year and I needed some good music, but I didn't have a lot of time to look for it. Jumping over to their playlist, they have a lot of things that you can choose from cinematic, acoustic, ambient, pop, inspiring, and it's just really easy to find what you're looking for. So for example, if you were filming a wedding and you needed some perfect music for that, we can go right into the Ring the Bells playlist. And right here, we have a whole bunch of songs that's gonna work great that they've spent the time on and found for your next wedding video. So anything that you want, they have it, and it's really easy to search and add these songs. So grab a few songs for your hyperlapse and grab some sound effects, and let's jump right back in. I'll show you how to stabilize it and export it, and then all you need to do is add that music in and you're good to go. Now that we're back in LumaFusion, we need to get this prepared to stabilize. We can't add stabilization to photos, and so what we need to do is we need to go down to Share and choose Movie. You can export this to files or photos. And we want to do the best quality that they have. So either export as H.265 at 150 megabytes, or if you even want better quality, let's just go ahead and choose a ProRes codec and then export this. Once that's exported, we're going to import it into a new project. And then we exported that to Photos, so we'll go to Photos. Okay, now that we've got that imported, let's hit play and just see how our hyperlapse is coming along. Okay, it's nice and shaky. Let's go ahead and fix that. So click the pencil icon, and then you're going to want to click right here, which is Stabilize, and check this box. It's going to analyze the motion, and once it's done, our hyperlapse should be a lot more stable. And now that it's stabilized, I think I still need to speed it up just a little bit. So I'm going to go back into Edit. We'll go to Speed, and I'll drag this up to about 2 times. And that should have this just about ready. And that's exactly how I want it. And then select your favorite part. I'm going to cut some of this beginning part out and start right here. And there we go. There's my hyperlapse. If you want to change the aspect ratio for like shorts or reels, all you have to do is go back to your project settings, change to whatever size that you want. So if we're doing an Instagram portrait, we can just click that. And our project is now in that shape and it's ready to export. And that's all there is to it. I hope this helps you better edit hyperlapses on your iPad. Go out there, experiment, and have fun shooting those hyperlapses.